As the girl is driving back home along a dark country lane after a night out with the girls, she comes across a dog lying in the middle of the road. Being an animal lover, she immediately stops and dashes over to the dog to see if it is dead or just injured. Whilst approaching the dog, the headlights of a car appear in the distance behind her. After a quick examination of the creature, she realizes it is dead and moves the body to the side of the road. By now, the other car is near, so she rushes back to her car and pulls away swiftly. As soon as she does this, the car behind accelerates so that it is right up behind her. The girl looks in her rearview mirror to see the male driver making hand gestures of some kind at her. He then starts beeping his horn and continuously flashing his lights. By now, the girl is petrified and accelerates even more to try and shake off the nutter. The pursuer keeps up, flashing his lights and beeping his horn. This pursuit carries on for another couple of miles before she finally reaches home and speedily pulls up onto her drive. She immediately rushes into her house, double locks the door and rushes to the window. The man who has pursued her was now running up the drive. He reaches her car just as another man is climbing out from her back seat. The pursuer grapples the man to the floor and motions to the girl to call the police. The police arrive promptly and arrest the man, who has climbed out from the back seat of her car. Later, the man in the pursuing car tells the police that he had spotted a man climbing into the back seat of the girl's car when she had been attending to the dead dog. He had followed her frantically, trying to catch her attention. Every time he saw the man's head bob up from the back seat, he had beeped his horn and flashed his lights to put him off. The man in the back seat has now been taken back to the jail he escaped from, where he is serving a sentence for murder. Although this urban legend originates in the US, I first heard it at home in the UK when I was very young. And this urban legend has been doing the rounds in one format or another for many years. It is believed that the legend first entered the scene in 1967, becoming one of the most popular horror stories of that period. Although versions do vary, the core element of this urban legend remains the same. The intended victim is always female and always misreads the intentions of the male rescuer. The rescuer is always astute, either luring the female away from danger or beeping his horn and flashing his lights every time the madman pops up from the back seat, forcing him back down into hiding. The stranger in the back seat is always male and either a lone madman stroke serial killer or part of a gang initiation. His intentions are rarely clearly defined, and you are left to draw your own conclusions. Although it is a popular belief amongst folklorists that there are grains of truth in this urban legend, I believe that it was originally told as a warning to lone females to be vigilant when travelling at night. It is also a story of stereotyping, with the lone female always jumping to the wrong conclusion about the rescuer's intentions, not realising the real danger was much closer than she thought.